friends, welcome back to Collecting with Stan. And today, well, I'll keep it short and sweet. I neglected this shovel. It is a USA made. I don't be able to see it there, but it is a USA made. I've already looked it over. The handle's pretty rough. I might end up having to replace it, but I'm hoping after cleaning it up and some boiled linseed oil, it'll be okay. These pins have came out. I am going to squeeze them back in, but I might wait to do that until after the handle's done, because if the handle picks up well, I might want to actually pop the handle out so I can get the part down in here. But yeah, it's a USA made straight shovel. It's a good shovel. I feel bad that I left it out in the weather. But first off, I'm going to start with just some steel wool. I'm not too worried at this point of getting the blade that perfect, because honestly, I will probably soak it in some of that rust remover stuff. I can't think of what it's called. Tom from Knife Delights uses it on knives, rust remover soap, because I got some. Or heck, you can even use some vinegar, strong vinegar, especially like vinegar for cleaning will do it, because it's a little bit stronger than like what you'd use for your household, getting in there. Man, I think I might have needed a wire brush, but like I said, right now I just want to get as much of the gunkiness as I could. Maybe I'll switch to sandpaper. I think that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll start with some 220 grit. There's some 220. See what we can do with that. That might actually work a little bit better. See what we can do. Oh yeah. I might not do a whole bunch on this blade. So like I said, I'm probably going to soak it in the rust remover. But I at least want a bare minimum. I'm going back to the steel wool. Bare minimum, I want to get all of the heavy crap off, which honestly, right now, I think I'm going to have to use a steel brush. A brush, steel wire brush. But yeah, and the reason you want to get, sorry, got crap all over my computer. The reason you want to get most of the heavy stuff off it is off anything metal, is you don't want to put that in and like into your what am I trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say. You don't want to add that extra stuff in there, because the chemical is reusable. So you want to just start with some 220. Gonna see if I can get this cleaned up any, or if it's going to be a handle replacement. Kind of hope it's not. And like I said, this is my own fault. I left this out in the weather for probably 8 years. And before that, it was a very good shovel. I feel bad. I put it back by one of my tractors that's not running. And I never thought about it again. So I take that back. When I'd mow, I'd see it and I'd think about it. By the time I was done mowing, yeah, it was like my brain just went. I don't know how many of you deal with that. But I definitely have a lot of times a severe case of brain fartitis. But man, right now it looks like it might come back to life. And I think 220 is all the rougher I'm going to have to get, or better I'm going to have to get, because the linseed oil will smooth the handle out some because it soaks in. I'm also thinking that if the linseed oil doesn't do totally what I want it to do, that I might, got an idea, I just don't know how to do it. I was going to put like an epoxy on it. And I know that like epoxy, though, they say to do it, especially something like this, like porous, to do it right, you gotta have it in a vacuum. I'm just trying to figure out how I can pull a vacuum on it. I'm thinking of maybe some of those things that you put under your bed for clothes and stuff, and then you use a vacuum cleaner, to suck it down. Biggest fear there is sucking some of the epoxy through the vacuum cleaner, and then you now have a vacuum jammer, because it ain't gonna pull anything anymore, because it's done. If anybody watching this has any great ideas on this, or if you're just like, dude, you just need to replace the handle, you know, appreciate the fact that, you know, you made a mistake, you left it out in the weather, it dried out, it went through winter, it went through summer, it went through spring, fall, and every other season we get up here in northern Michigan, and you didn't take good care of it. And be grateful that you still have that awesome USA made shovel blade, you know. And maybe that's what I will be having to do. Ooh, look at that Old Glory flying behind me. It's a beautiful day up here in northern Michigan. It's probably right around mid-70s. Got a nice little breeze. Feels good. Man, I was going to do this after I showered. I'm kind of glad now I didn't. I am getting dusty to beat the band. But, yeah. I just want to get this cleaned up. Then I'll throw the boiled linseed oil on it. And we'll have to decide if we're going to just leave this handle on or not. You know, it might be like in a follow-up video when maybe I've worked on the blade or something. We'll decide. Man, ooh, all over my computer. That was smart. My name's Stan. I'm very smart. Ugh. Oh, man, I got something to show you guys, too. I might do this later on today. So I'm going to post this. I might do this as a Thankful Thursday for this week, or I might just wait till next week. A young gentleman that we found each other on, you know, comic book stuff. His handle is boxes of comics. I get an Instagram message the other day. Hey, Stan, I went to Disneyland, found some stuff, and I thought of you. And I was like, it's like, man, this young man, you know, we haven't even really talked really. And, you know, he's been on a couple of my videos. I've commented on a couple of his, you know, just the things you do, but we haven't even really chatted, you know, in a while. Because, you know, for a while there, I was going through depression, and I wasn't making any content whatsoever, you know. So he did reach out to me a couple times to see if I was doing okay. You know, I always told him, yeah, because I didn't want him to worry, you know, because he's a nice young man. He was finishing up college. Well, anyways, I got the package. I opened it up, and just what a wonderful thing, you know, for somebody to just think enough of you to send you a really cool package. I'm not going to say what was in it. I think I'll show it next week. I'll do a ooh, I might want to break that piece off, because that could really, well, I guess it ain't going to cut nobody. Yeah, I think that might be clean enough. I think I'll get the steel wool on here real fast. Now this, you want to go with the grain. Just trying to clean it out a little bit so that the boiled linseed oil will seep in a little bit better. I'll show you all what I got. This is what I ended up with. I'm thinking the handle might be okay. It's not, you know, and once you boil linseed it, you know, and then you sand it again a couple, 3-4 times and get everything down, might even be better. Tapping it a couple times. Well, I'm going to go to the boiled linseed oil now. Maybe I didn't clean it enough. I have to admit, I've never really cleaned up a tool like this. I have done axes. Axes, I got a little bit smoother because of the way you got to use them to split, you know, like the way I do it, I allow my hand to glide down, you know, I do one of those. So this is not like that, you know. Generally with a shovel, you just grab and you go. So let's get the boiled linseed oil. This, you guys are going to laugh. This is an old jug from my dad had. This is like from Sears, man. Still good. And for any of you that are worried that I might have a spontaneous combustion, I am going to let you know that this is going to, I made a mess. This is going to go probably into my burn pile. as soon as I get the boiled linseed oil on it, the 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 rag itself is probably going to go into the burn. I have a campfire burn ring that I use for, you know, just having fun with friends and stuff, kind of like little cookouts. But I also use it for, I won't say garbage burning because I really don't burn garbage. We have garbage service, but you know, like I don't know, like anything shredded or stuff like that. Because I know I say I'm big on not wanting my information out there, but shoot, just about the whole world has my mailing address and everything because, I've been on here for a while. But the thing is, you know, I just don't let it be like I don't take it up to recycling because for the longest time we had this person or persons that would dig through there and they'd intentionally find. Sorry, I'm hitting my side of my house with the handle. They had intentionally find because I was up there one day and I caught them, and they'd intentionally find stuff that had people's addresses on it, and like be trying to like figure out what they got. And I was thinking, man, I am in a relatively low crime area, but me taking I'm taking all my Amazon boxes up there, and it has my address on it and everything. Am I just asking to someday come home and my house has been ransacked? And so I always cut off my addresses. I know that sounds stupid, and I'm probably just worrying for nothing. But man, I tell you, this world's not the world I grew up in. There was crime and stuff when I was a kid, in the 80s and 90s. Don't take me wrong. I'm not trying to say that. But what I'm trying to say is just it's just different now. And I've even been advised by the VA, by my psychiatrist and counselor, to not watch that much news and stuff because it really bothers me, and I get wound up, and that's not good for my stuff. Man, this is taking up this linseed oil. Well, in fact, it's taking so much. Oh my gosh, the handle's so dry. It's like it's just soaking it in. It's soaking it in, and then a spot where I put linseed oil, it's drying out because it's pulling it in, and that's what I was hoping to do. Maybe I'll get blessed, and once the oil's in there, I'll swell some of these spots where it's separated a little bit. Gosh dang, the handle's going to be so nice. Going to be so nice. Let's find a different spot on my towel here. I'm just using an old washcloth that we used to use for our dog, do our ears and stuff. That was old. And since we no longer have a dog, we have a grandpuppy dog that we watch, but that's his mom and dad's job to do his ears and stuff. I might every once in a while, if he's really itching an ear, take a Kleenex and just get the inner part. I don't dig deep because I'm not a vet and I'm not an expert. A lot of times they'll just have a little build up in there, or they've been out in the yard playing and get some type of little sticky thing in there. I can't, pricker thing. I can't think what they're called. Dang it, you know, and I'll try to get that out of there, make him a little more comfortable because I can only imagine, you can't, you can't really, like humans, we're kind of blessed. Our ear itches, we just stick a finger in it, A dog's ear itches, dog's kind of like trying to get there and get in the right position where it can get it, and that's hard. Even for a pup. My grandpuppy's only going to be 2 here shortly, and he's a poor little guy. He can't even flex all the time, and he's not a chubby little guy. My daughter keeps him thin, lean and mean fighting machine. uh, but yeah. Overall, though, even though things are weird in the country right now, in my opinion, the United States is still the best country in the world. We do have more freedoms than just about any other country. We have a good standard of living, I mean, even the people that don't have money have more than most people have in other countries, and I think that's what sometimes we forget, we forget how good we have it. I don't know how this became a rant about that. I want to just clean up the show. I apologize. It's just been on my mind. You know, I get worried, like this thing with Trump there and everything. And like him or not, you know, if that would have been, if it would have been successful, there'd be kids without a grandpa. There'd be children without a dad. And there already is children without a dad. And I believe a grandpa, that firefighter that protected his family, because of just some idiot. I just, I'm not going to keep going because 10 to 1 I'll be lucky enough and YouTube will, tell me I can't put any more on this video or something. So I'm just going to stop. And man, I tell you, this handle is coming out good. It's going to have some character. I think I'm going to keep applying linseed oil for a little bit. Probably won't see anything on this shovel again for a week or two. Then what I'll probably show is when I do the blade, I'll record soaking it. Well, I won't record the whole soaking because I'm probably going to leave it in, better part of a day, probably not overnight, but probably better part of 8 hours. But man, I am just amazed at how much this handle is sucking into the linseed oil. Holy cow. It is just like, I should have known. I mean, it's so dry. You literally concentrate on one spot, then you look back at another spot and you're like, oh, that one's dry. Yeah, it's just wild, but it's getting some cool color. I know it'll be different when it's totally done. I know that, but it's just getting some beautiful color. And you know what? I've been on here all of 17 minutes. I've had to, sand it down some and, worked a little bit on the, there's a woodpecker over there, worked a little bit on the blade. Man, this is cool. This is going to be so beautiful. Yeah, that's going to be beautiful. I think I'm done. I want to see how it picks everything up. Oh gosh, you know what I'm saying? See how it looks. But yeah, just that little bit of work. Sanded the handle down. It is absorbing it. Wow, like right there, you can see where there's dry spots. It's just, yeah, this is going to be a couple coatings. Got the majority of the blade cleaned up, but it does need, I got to take a wire brush to it. I'm not foolish enough to think that what I did is going to, how do I want to put it? 8 years of neglect that I'm going to take care of in 18 minutes. That's just not real life. That's just the God's honest truth, not real life. And don't worry, everybody that gets worried about linseed oil rags. This rag is going to be hung up so it doesn't, put by burn area so it doesn't have a chance of causing any spontaneous combustion fires. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry about the rant. That flag means a lot to me. I served in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years. I'm a disabled vet. And like I said, it's still the best country in the world. And if you're interested in this and I get enough views on this video, I'll probably do some more videos like this. Hopefully maybe a little bit better choreographed or whatever it's called. Thank you all for watching. Live long, prosper, and collect your own way.